What's up, party people? Today I have some fantastic news about the Dragon's Nest dungeon in Dekaron. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any upcoming content. Let's get this party started. Guys, several weeks back, there were some notes about Dragon's Nest being fixed, right? And I didn't actually think by fixed they meant that they were going to reintroduce the bug that made the dungeon so good, but I was 100% wrong, and the double dragon spawn is back in Dragon's Nest. And since they added it back, I no longer feel like, we're like exploiting a glitch or something. Honestly, it just makes the dungeon 100% better and worth doing. And I hope that they don't touch this dungeon ever again, just because it has good rewards in it. It has a purpose, and I really am just hoping that they don't mess with it again. So I do want to take a little bit of a moment in this video to kind of show you guys how to do this dungeon and where everything is. This isn't really a guide for the dungeon, but I just want you guys to be aware of how good this is for farming. So basically what you're going to need is you're going to need 50 Seed of Dreams, right? Now, Seed of Dreams can be obtained in the field. They can be exchanged for ghost pieces, and as you'll see here, these Matera's ghosts actually drop in the Dragon's Nest dungeon, and you will actually end up netting seeds, which means that you will be able to run this without having to pay for any tickets, which is really nice. If you do have the ghosts already at Wingo, you can exchange them here, 10 ghosts, just like that, and then that'll give you 20 seeds, but we just need 50 to get the one ticket. So once you're ready to buy the ticket, you're going to come up to Jack. You're going to go to New Seed of Extreme, I can't talk, Exchange, and you're going to get yourself a dragon ticket. Now, this dungeon is located in Matera, so we're going to head on over to Matera. Now, guys, this dungeon is probably the most worthwhile dungeon to farm in Dekaron. Just because there's so much good stuff you can get from it. You can make money off of it, you can get your Meisters from it, and you can work on farming your Dragon Emblem. Now, your Dragon Emblem can actually be crafted, and I'll show that to you really quick here. If you go to Common and you go to I believe there's like an emblem exchange. Yeah, here it is. So basically, once you hit level 170, you're going to get your Meister emblem, and mine is lost somewhere in my inventory. Here it is. Your Meister emblem binded, right? Not a very good emblem. But through Dragon's Nest, you can actually upgrade it to a very good emblem, which is the Dragon Emblem right here. And as you can see, 60 strength, 60 heal, 60 dex, 60 spirit, 250 all attack, 5% damage res, really good, 5% crit rate, and 100 vitality. It's a fantastic emblem. So how you upgrade it is you upgrade it with the drops that you get in Dragon's Nest with the addition of other drops you farm in other places. So you can see there's an emblem C, B, A, and then the Dragon's Emblem. But basically you're going to get these, like the bead drops, as you can see here. These come specifically from the bosses themselves, and they have kind of a rare drop rate, but it's not crazy. And then after that, you need to get these dragon shards, which drop pretty frequently in the dungeon as well, so you save those up. And then probably what some people would consider the harder part is getting all the ghosts, which actually aren't too hard to get in this dungeon, getting the seeds and the magic pieces and the Naruks. The hardest part by far is definitely the Naruks. But as you can see, you can upgrade those. This is not a super easy emblem to farm, but it's totally possible if you put the time in. And since the dungeon is working again, it is 100% possible. I think it's a reasonable amount of time to get an emblem that is that good. This is actually one piece of content in the game that I'm not upset about. I think how the dungeon is now is a really good way for people to go farm this emblem. I think it's fantastic, and it should just stay that way. In addition to that, you can get your gold weapon plus 0 box for these gold weapon shards. Gold weapons aren't really relevant too much anymore, just because the Heffron weapons and the healing weapons end up being better. But if you're trying to get it for like nostalgia's sake or something, that would be cool. I think it would be nice if they honestly just took this out of the game and they did something else with the golden weapon shards. But for now, it's fine. Don't touch Dragon's Nest, right? I don't want any more issues. Anyway, so you're going to go on over to the DK server here in Ardeka, and we're going to make our way over to Dragon's Nest. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So you're going to go here, and you're going to have your dragon ticket. Now, some people are struggling a bit with this dungeon. I know I've told people to farm it for their Meister skill books because this dungeon does drop step 1, 2, and 3 skill boxes. So, like right now, for example, when I'm making this video, there is a event going on with increasing your Meister skills, so this is like a great time to be doing this. If you're having trouble with this, get some of the free runes from Jack, run around in Matera, trigger those runes, and then come in and do the dungeon, and you'll have a much easier time doing it. That's one way to do it. Other ways are just general ways to improve your monster damage tolerance. I think I'll be making a video on that pretty soon, but I was able to farm this dungeon pretty easy right off the beginning. You just got to kind of figure out your setup. Anyway, so you're going to go ahead and you're going to go on in. Although I'm realizing right now that I need a second person to go into the dungeon, so you do need to have another account that's on the DK server. So I'm going to do that really quick. I do want to mention though, it doesn't specifically have to be in Matera. So if you have a lower level account and you take it to the Crespo Abyss, you can also party your account there to get into the dungeon. Anyway, guys, give me 1 second here, and I'm going to get myself in a party. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I had my Signal party, my dude. Sorry, my tabs are a little messed up here. And I also gave myself just some buffs just to make this a little bit faster. So anyway, we can go ahead and we can head on into Dragon's Nest then, level 175 and up. So what we have to do now, and this is how you activate the Double Dragon. I usually kind of just like buff up right here. But what you have to do is you have to wait for this timer to go all the way down. So once the timer is down and it counts down to 0, you talk to Renza again, and then it starts the double dragon spawn. So let's get that going. All right, guys. So we're coming down to the end of that timer now. As you can see, I have 1 second left. As you can see now, it'll be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then once that goes, the first dragon will spawn. You will talk to Renza, and you will challenge again, and then it will count down again to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you will have both dragons. Now, I personally am a big fan of battle support when it comes to this dungeon. I just kind of pop myself in the middle and I let battle support take over. I just click on the dragon so that they're targeted, and then I don't really have to pay attention. I actually usually when I'm doing this, I will like watch a movie or something, just because you don't really have to pay that much attention. The main thing here is you just want to make sure that you don't start targeting these spikes, which your character will actually do. So just, you know, kind of semi-pay attention to the screen and make sure you kind of just click on the dragons, you know, as you're going. Now, as you'll see, the drops in this dungeon are so good. You are going to be getting stuff to craft Heffron weapons. You are going to be getting lots of seeds. You are going to be getting lots of Argates. And actually, this dungeon can drop condensed gold Argates, which if you guys didn't know right now are worth quite a bit on Helion server. So this dungeon can be actually like a really good money maker as well. And like I said, the Meister skill books. Oh, sorry, if you're like me, you don't have Holy Water active, so I have to also activate my mana potions manually. Not that big of a deal, but like I said, it does drop the Meister skill books as well, and actually pretty frequently. You know, if you get lucky, you can even get like 1 a run, which is pretty good. So it's a very easy way to be maxing out your Meisters. When Helion server was released, this is actually how I maxed out my step 1 and my step 2, or sorry, my step 3. My step Delamo isn't really that important, so I kind of just stopped paying attention to my step 2. But this is definitely how I maxed out my step 1 and my step 3. There's something I want to mention here too that happens with the drops, although I didn't see it happen here. Maybe they fixed it, but sometimes the drops end up like down below the map. So make sure when you're looting, you go to the edge and just spam space a couple times, because you want to make sure that you don't lose any of the potential loot that you're going to be getting. But as you can see here, I even got some condensed coppers. If you are running this dungeon, you are going to get a ton of Argates, which is really good. This is even better than Sacred Claw when it comes to Argates. So I like to, when the bosses come forward, I like to kind of stack up along the edge of the stairwell here, and the reason for that is they tend to just walk straight up to you as well, and that'll be more important with the next boss who uses magic attacks, because otherwise they kind of space out and it takes a long time to kill them. The drop rate for the emblem stuff is fairly low, but like I said, with how the dungeon is set, you will always net seeds, which means you're always going to end up with more seeds than you paid for going into the dungeon between the ghosts and the seed drops. So you can just keep running this dungeon, which is really good. This is honestly how I think it should be. Honestly, at that point, like it's a good way to make the seeds like not too overpowered, but you still net them, which is really nice. So yeah, guys, that's this dungeon. I mean, I'll show you the rest of it here, kind of how I do it. Like I said, I use a lot of battle support, and that makes it really nice because you can like watch a movie or something while you're doing it, which since you do need to run this dungeon a ton if you're trying to get the emblem. I mean, I've already done like tons of runs of this dungeon, and I'm still nowhere close to the emblem. I mean, I guess I'm kind of close in terms of like some of the dungeon items that you need, but for like the Naruks and stuff, I'm like nowhere near that. So, and you do not get Naruks from this dungeon. The only place you get those is from the space solo dungeon. So I'm hoping they add another way to farm that at some point, because it would be nice to be able to farm this emblem. Although I am rocking the 15th anniversary emblem right now. I did not actually get it from the event, but I found someone selling one for about 500 mils, so I just went ahead and bought it because it's a pretty nice emblem. I mean, the 5% all attack, 50 vid, everything, it's very nice. So as you can see here with the Rubinson Human in the Nest, you want to kind of stand on the right side of the staircase, specifically for this one, just because if you don't, they won't stack on top of each other. But if you stand like this, they kind of just run back and forth. I mean, they will attack you, they will stun you. This fight specifically can be kind of annoying because what they will do is they will stun you, like I said. So if you have abnormal res, it helps a lot. Actually, when I'm running this a lot, I switch out my absorb damage to my aqua remover because the aqua remover reduces the chance of getting stunned. Although it looks like I got kind of lucky here and they're running a lot, so I don't really have to worry about it. But yeah, you can go ahead and kill these. As you can see, I got some gold R-gates there, which is nice. Even if I don't get a gold R-gate or a condensed gold R-gate drop, if I run this dungeon for, you know, like a couple hours or something during the day, I usually end up getting 50 golds anyway, and then I can exchange those for a condensed gold. And then I tend to sell them because they're worth like 20 to 30 mil, which on as you guys know who play on Helion, is actually a pretty decent amount of money. So that's pretty cool. Now, the final boss. If you're a ranged class, you can actually do something where you kind of pull them down here, and you can send your... I think if you're a summoner, you can send your pet out, and then they'll both stack up on top of each other. As a melee class, I actually have not found a great way to do this part, so if anyone has a suggestion for me, that would be cool. But basically what I do is I just decide that, hey, I'm not going to kill both of these dragons. Because what happens is you have to kill them both around the same time, because after killing one, I think the dungeon ends in like 10 seconds or something like that, or 20 seconds, so you need to loot quick and then start going. As you can see, my guy's trying to attack a spear here, so you just want to make sure that you retarget. So what I do is I just kind of set it up, and then I just let my guy kill one of the dragons. Sometimes I get lucky and they stack up nicely and I end up killing both of them, but most of the time what happens is I only end up killing one, and then I just leave the other one. I know it's not the most optimal, but like I said, as a melee class, I haven't really found a great way to do this area. So... Like I said, if anyone has a suggestion for me or the people watching this video, go ahead and let me know. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, we're going to kill the dragon. This is the guy that I generally get the... I think he's the only one that drops the condensed golds, because this is the guy that I generally get condensed golds from if I'm going to get them. But yeah, I just want you guys to be aware of this dungeon. If you're trying to progress your character and get stronger, farming this dungeon is going to do a bunch of stuff for you. One, it's going to get you a bunch of seeds, which is great for all kinds of stuff. Two, it's going to help you max out your Meisters, which are your hardest hitting skills, minus the Grand Meisters. And three, you're going to make money off of this dungeon. 100%. You're always going to end up making money, which is just great, because you need money to buy gear, you need money to buy, you know, items for upgrading, and it's just worth doing. Basically, guys, I'm saying Dragon's Nest is back. I'm super happy about it, and I really hope you guys, you know, kind of come into game and take advantage of it. As you can see, the one dragon's much lower than the other, so I'm just going to focus on that one. You can also shift your focus if you want, but I'm not going to mess with it just for the sake of getting this dungeon run for the video. All right, guys, and yeah, as I mentioned, so yeah, you get a 30-second timer. Make sure you pay close attention to this, because once you kill the boss, your pet will start looting, but it most of the time won't be able to loot everything within those 30 seconds. So if you're kind of AFKing, make sure you pay attention during this part, because you want to make sure that you get all your loot and you don't miss out any. I've missed out on tons of condensed R-gates just from AFKing and not paying attention. Anyway, guys, Dragon's Nest is back, baby. This is great. I'm happy. I hope you guys are happy. Get in game, farm Dragon's Nest. And yeah, if you like the video, make sure to leave a like. You know, as always, if you have any questions or suggestions, you can leave them in the comments. And until next time, guys, take care.